Well, 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 would you look at that? I thought something like this might happen. Fianna Fáil's presidential candidate Gavin has pulled out of the presidential race late last night at around 11 p.m. And of course, there's a ton of controversies surrounding this guy. So it could have been any one of these reasons why he pulled out. Before we get into the video and talk about his latest controversies, how he didn't pay back 3,300 people from a tenant and that he also didn't actually register his house. The first controversies and accusations came from Captain Kieran Kelly, an Irish American, who said that he slept with his daughter's best friend, that he was having an affair also with some GAA Cluxton, some woman like that. So a whole bunch of controversies came out. Now, there was no actual denial to these controversies. They just said that they were lies and rumors, but there was no proof or evidence given that they were actually lies. There was also no lawsuits given out. Like if someone's just creating spurious accusations against you, I'm sure being a presidential candidate, you would just take out lawsuits against the slandering of your name. But there were none. So I'm not really sure if those accusations are rooted in truth or not. We still don't know. We'll probably never know. But again, yesterday, even more controversy around this guy came out yesterday when he was on RTE News talking about €3,300 reportedly owed to a former tenant of his, and that he does not have all the information to date and that he's looking into it. So everything about this is like super shady. Let's listen exactly to the new controversy and why the reason he dropped out of the race.
I want to ask you a couple of questions. Do you owe a former tenant $3,300 in rent that was overpaid to your account that you didn't pay back?
Yes, on that matter, it's over 16 years ago. It was a very very stressful time for myself and my family with Jennifer.
Did you pay it back?
Like a lot of families only and couples, we got into financial difficulty at that time, and on that particular issue, I don't have all the information to date.
It's very simple. Most people
happened,
know
I'm very
they owe
sorry that it
somebody
happened. I really am, and I would address it.
Especially when that person spent time trying to contact you repeatedly by various means. So it's a bit incredible to many people that you wouldn't be able to remember you had a debt, and you still haven't told me whether it's a debt you've ever cleared.
As I said, Anya, it was over 16 years ago. Very stressful time for the family. I'm looking into it.
And you haven't managed to check it out since, no?
I'm looking into it, and I will deal with it with urgency.
All right. You didn't register either the apartment that the tenant was living in.
Yeah, the legislation was different at that time.
Well, the law was in place in 2004.
Like the majority of people, we didn't register the flat at the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
He just reminds me of a ruthless businessman, to be perfectly honest. Like, how the hell would you not know 16 years ago if you still owe somebody €3,300? Doesn't seem like a large amount of money. The guy obviously has money because he's running for presidency. If not, he's been in these different political situations before. So I'm sure he has €3,300 to give to his former tenant. I'm not really sure why this is even a controversy. Very, very strange. To me, I think it's a conspiracy. I don't think that he pulled out of the race because of those things. Maybe because of the previous accusations that I talked about that Kieran Kelly accused him of. I don't know if they're true or not. Like I said, we don't know if they're true. There's no evidence to prove that they're true. But whatever the case may be, he also didn't register the apartment that the tenant was living in at the time. So just everything just seems bizarre. It just seems like this guy obviously is quite shady with the business, doesn't know his accounts whatsoever. I mean, it's pretty simple to know your accounts. Like, everybody knows how much money they're earning, like whether you have a lot of money or whether you're broke. It just doesn't really make sense to me. A lot of this stuff is just very, very shady. In this video as well, we can see Catherine Connery and Heather Humphreys. They are the only candidates that are left now to run for Irish presidential office. I think it's a travesty. I think they're two of the worst presidential candidates of all time. If you're watching this right now, everybody I recommend, and obviously we know the Spoil Your Vote campaign, you should 100%, when you go to vote for your presidential candidate, write Maria Steen at the top, okay, and cancel out the rest of them. Spoil your vote. Do not let the corrupt Irish government win when they only give us 2 people now on the presidential ballot. There used to be 3, which is no options, which is no flipping people whatsoever. There's more flavour of Pop-Tarts in Dunnes stores in Galway than there is presidential candidates. That's a joke, lads. We flipping 0 options for candidates. They disavowed McGregor, they disavowed Maria Steen, they disavowed Nick Delahunty, and swathe of other people, corruption at its highest order. Here we have a statement by Jim Gavin. Just going to read over this quickly. It says, "When I announced my intention to contest the presidential election, I did so in the spirit of lifelong public service and love of country. That has always been my sole motivation. I believe deeply in this country, its dreams, its hopes, and above all, its people. The office of the Uruk Naharan is the highest in the land and pinnacle of public service. It is an office that must be untainted by controversy or distraction. I always knew that the campaign would be robust and challenging, and anyone who knows me knows I should have never shirked from a contest. I have always sought an act of honor and good faith. However, recent days have given me cause to reflect. I made a mistake that will not be kept in my character and the standards I set myself. I am now taking steps to address the matter." So basically he's saying that he pulled out because of this. I don't believe that, guys. I don't believe that he literally pulled out because he made a mistake of not paying back €3,000 or whatever. That's nothing. I think there's something way bigger that hasn't been exposed yet, that he doesn't want to get exposed. He has skeletons in his closet, and if they get exposed, it might destroy his entire reputation as a man. So that's why he pulled out, right? Now, like I said, we only have 2 shit candidates, lads. What a flipping disaster, man. What a flipping disaster. And I don't like to kick a man while he's down. Obviously, he's a military veteran. He served his country for 20 years, 2 decades. And okay, that's great. He just doesn't seem like an honorable person. He doesn't seem like a guy that I would want to run for presidential office. And neither does Kathleen Connolly. Earlier this week, it came out that she tried to hire a former member of the Republican Socialist Party to work at Leinster House, who had been sentenced to 6 years in jail by the Special Criminal Court for a gun crime. So she's literally trying to bring people on her team that are felonies. Literally felons, lads. Oh, Jesus Christ. Like, she's just crazy corrupt. Like, every one of these people are just crazy. Like, I don't know why we can't get normal candidates to run for president. This is ridiculous, lads. Look at this, well spotted by Ben Scallon. The Fianna Fáil social media banner on X, which previously displayed an image of Jim Gavin, has instantly been restored to a generic party promo image. Like a flipping fart in the wind. They just gotten rid of this guy. Okay, he's old news now, he's forgotten about already. Like, it's just crazy, guys. They have no dedication, they have no camaraderie with their people. I mean, if you guys are ever thinking about joining Fianna Fáil, never join them. They are terrible. Join an independent party, Irish Freedom Party, Irish National Party, Irish Republican Party, whatever the case may be. Stay far away from these left-wing liberal groups, guys. Only join more conservative, more right-leaning groups. They actually have your back, unlike these people. Could you imagine, lads? Within 10 minutes, more like, actually, they flip and got rid of his face, his image off the Fianna Fáil website. No, this guy's not one of us anymore. To hell with him. He's a bollocks. Also, Jim Gavin's presidential campaign literally only lasted for like less than a month. On the 9th of September, Jim Gavin wins the nomination for Fianna Fáil in presidential election. And then 5th of October, he withdraws from the presidential election. Literally, it didn't even last a month. Of course, who has more dirt on them? Jim Gavin, Heather Humphreys, or Kathleen Connolly? The thing is, guys, more things are going to keep coming out about these people before the election. I think on the 24th of October, we all have to go vote. But it's like, what more shit is going to come out about these candidates? Like, it's just an absolute travesty. Do we have any good candidates? If Maria Steen was on this ballot, she would have 100% won, lads. 100%. She would have beat Kathleen Connolly and Heather Humphreys all over that stage in the political debate. She would have beat them black and blue, lads. She's phenomenal. But of course, they had to shut her out because she would have won, and we couldn't have a more right-leaning conservative win the presidential election. Lastly, we have a video from the presidential candidate, Conor McGregor, talking to Nick Shirley. He's a YouTuber. And Conor McGregor explains the corruption that is in the Irish political race.
Conor, you're running for president of Ireland. You have now stepped down. Why did you step down?
I didn't step down, I stepped aside. And I done so to highlight even more the undemocratic process that is taking place in Ireland. When McGregor rolls through, it's a circus. So there's some valuable candidates, some good speaking candidates with good points, with no baggage. I may have a bit of baggage at the minute, and they still didn't get in.
And what will happen if changes are not made in Ireland? What will happen to the Irish people?
The rumblings of an earthquake will happen for the Irish people. And that is what
Let's go.
You won't go against the Irish people, the Irish family, or the Irish child without facing dire consequences. So that's what I say. What those people who were trying to stop me didn't realize, and they should have, I was actually looking out for them also. And that's it.
Yeah, so he was saying that he tried to look out for the people. And whether or not you agree with McGregor, it doesn't matter. He literally said it there himself, guys. The process is so undemocratic. There were people with zero baggage, Maria Steen, Nick Delahunty, a few others, and they didn't even get on the ballot. They denied them from getting on the ballot. Do you know how crazy that is, lads? McGregor, he's a very self-reflective guy. He said, okay, he threw his hands up. He said, I may have some baggage. I'm sure he does, right? But there's people with nothing to lose, no baggage, clean record, barristers. Maria Steen looks like a supermodel. The husband looks like James Bond. Pierce Brosnan, you know, the Irish James Bond. And she didn't even get allowed on the ballot, lads. That's disgusting. That is disgusting and undemocratic. 100% agree with McGregor on that one. And if you guys have learned nothing from this video, take one thing away. Jim Gavin pulls out. Never ever pull out. I love you guys all. If you want to support me so I can support you, push back against the mainstream media and this crazy woke Irish liberal government that we have, hit the join link underneath the video. We have 32 members now. I love you guys all so much for the support. I can't do it without you all, the viewers. We're going to keep winning. They're losing, they're scared. And I'll see you all in the next video, man. Peace.